Welcome to Joe's Astrology, and today is Tuesday, April 23rd, 2024. The sun has recently entered into Taurus, and I'm going to talk a lot more about Taurus in this episode and in the days to come. Check down the description. I have another video I just did on Taurus and Survival, but in this video I want to focus on Taurus as beauty and how that works in our world. And many people are attracted to beauty, specifically when it comes to women and luxury, things you can buy with money. Beauty makes us feel good. And I want to talk about the contrast with Scorpio, which I also talked about in a full moon video. We have the full moon going on, which I'll link that down in the description as well. Full moon in a couple, maybe in like an hour here, an exact full moon in Scorpio. And the thing that a lot of people don't understand when it comes to beauty. This is kind of off topic a little bit, but people in general are trying to beautify everything, and you think of like women trying to keep themselves beautiful so they can preserve maybe a man or preserve a job. I think of women specifically because they are ruled by Venus, and men do this too. But thinking of women with makeup and what they can do with makeup and things like plastic surgery, etc. And what people don't realize is that beauty it truly is internal, and they don't understand astrology, and they'll never even know about astrology. But let's say, for example, you have Venus, a Taurus rising with Venus on the ascendant, and I have met one person specifically who was a Taurus rising with Venus on the ascendant, and there's just no way that this person will ever be perceived as not beautiful. She had more of a classic look that most people would consider beautiful. And being an astrologer and you see that Venus in Taurus on the rising, I would say this is the reason why she's perceived as beautiful, not the reasons that most people would say. So this, maybe from her perspective, any insecurity that she may have, and with like her external life, it would be easy for me to say there's just almost nothing you can do to ruin your beauty. I know that might not be exactly true, but I think it would help people to have more of that understanding. Many different people to have that understanding, especially the ones that do have a lot of things going on in their life surrounded by their involving their beauty. That should give them more confidence. But with this, then you think of the idea of beauty too, like it from a deeper level, it really preserves the species, the human species, because people forever and ever will fall for beauty. And whether that's through money or through people, the beautiful things that make them feel good, they're always going to fall for that. And what they do, and what we do is oftentimes we ignore the emotions. And this is the Scorpio, the emotions. And often this happens with people where they'll be strong, they'll have a very strong Taurus and a weak Scorpio. So you think like a south node in Taurus emphasis or a north node in Taurus emphasis, and a south or north node in Scorpio where it's not emphasized, and it's showing that they're kind of trying to skip over that aspect of themselves. And a lot of people that are heavily involved in Taurus type things, they do that. They ignore their emotions, and that's a key word for Taurus, suppressing the emotions. And you think of the idea of chasing money. Often when we chase money, we are ignoring the psychological work. We're ignoring our emotional life. So, for example, we might think that money can the pleasure we receive from all the things that have to do with beauty and money are going to make up for our suppressed emotions and our ignoring of our emotional life, and that's just not the case. And that's when you could, again, that's what then can lead to these Scorpio moments, where we have these cataclysms, and where we're forced to transform ourselves. We get ourselves in very dire situations where we're forced to transform fast and change fast, or we're in trouble. And you probably can think of some examples of where that's the case, especially in um, romantic situations. But I'll leave that up to you. You can think of those scenarios where Scorpio comes out, because it's all like Taurus is more. It can be very, when we're talking about beauty, it's very surface level. And there can be, with an integration of the two, they can work together. And then we're talking about surface level. We're talking about an all-around beautiful person, inside and out. You think of a person who has external beauty and they have a beautiful soul. That's a integration of Taurus and Scorpio. And really, it comes down to doing. A lot of people that have these Taurus. Not everyone, but a lot of people that have this strong Taurus emphasis, especially on beauty, they will be forced to do psychological work. You think of, what's interesting is you think of the people that are very, very beautiful externally, and they're in therapy, and specifically I think of anorexia, which I talk a lot about anorexia because I have some firsthand experience with that. And what I saw was, you see, particularly women, but it's men as well, they are, they're so hung up on their image and their body, etc. And I think of this idea that being forced to change, then this thing, anorexia, comes in. And it doesn't exactly work like this, but you could think of it that way, that it's like, okay, now they're being forced, because then they get treatment and they have to get therapy, they have to get treatment. It's so bad that usually they have to get treatment, and they're being forced in that treatment to do the psychological work. And most of these women are very, very beautiful. They have, guarantee you, they have a lot of Taurus in their chart. They definitely have Virgo. But that's another thing I wanted to mention. They have, a lot of them might have like Venus and Virgo. And all of this Earth, all has to do with Earth. Because here on Earth, these are the things that are going to be the most attractive to people forever and ever. I hate to break it to anyone else out there who thinks any different. Forever and ever, status, money, beauty, work. These are going to, pets, dogs, cats, these are going to be what's most important to people on Earth, to the majority. And it's like I said, it could be like, it's almost like ingrained in the human species, because it's a way of preserving the human species. You think of, you're attracted to beauty and there's sex involved, then there's children. It preserves the human species. But yeah, these, Taurus people are learning, and they're learning their emotional understanding, emotional intelligence. I'm talking about strong Taurus people. They're learning about the effect that these things have on their deeper emotions. When they try to ignore their emotions, they're going down the wrong road. I knew a guy who was a Taurus sun. He was like my first mentor when I was like 17. Taurus sun, Cancer moon. And this guy understood it all. I mean, I remember talking to him and he would laugh at me because I just didn't get it. And at such a young age, he knew what he was doing. And he came from a farmer's family. And I think I had a lot of similar traits to them, but they got it completely. This idea of, think of Taurus sun and Cancer moon. He respected time, earth. He respected emotions. He definitely respected his own emotions. These guys always had women around them. They always had a girlfriend. I think he's been married since he was 20, 19, and his brother as well, married since he was 20. And they really understand that role that the female plays in their life, for them to do that work, for them to, like you think, Taurus work, for them to earn that money. They were Islamic. They came from Islamic background, so and both of their wives work from home, or they're housewives, and they really understood having all these things taken care of so that they could do their work. What does that have to do with beauty? Well, their wives are very beautiful, for sure. They still appreciated beauty. They had fun. They knew how to have fun. And with all that being said, I'm kind of going going a lot longer than I wanted to here. I don't know how many people actually stick through to the end of these videos, because I might not be the most entertaining person to listen to. But I'm going to leave it there for now. And feel free to comment down below. I appreciate your comments. I think everyone watching videos appreciates comments, especially when there's not that many comments, so they're going to see your comment. And hope you enjoyed this video on Taurus, and have a great day.